We're really excited to be able to have a hoop house on the farm. This translates into 5 new benefits for not only the farm, but also for our CSA members, our farmers market customers, and our farmers in training.
Well, it'll allow us to grow crops earlier in the season, so hopefully people at market and CSA members will have more diversity early in the year and not be as susceptible to, a really cool spring or a really wet spring that wouldn't let us get in the fields and plant. During the summer, we could plant something like heirloom tomatoes in there that are more susceptible to fluctuations in moisture and tend to crack when those change. So being in a controlled environment, we can really control how much moisture they're getting. And then come this time of year, we're extending our growing season, and it's filled with all kinds of greens, from salad mix, spinach, arugula, and some other greens.
Reason number 5 is so that we can train others in how to do 4-season production right here in the Midwest. So let's take a look inside. So the reason that we have the row cover inside the high tunnel is for extra weather protection, just to keep that extra little bit of insulation over the crops.
Yeah, because during the day, when it's sunny out, it will get 80 or 90, and we still have to vent it even if it's late fall or during the winter. But at night, the temperatures will get almost as cold as they are outside. We had to take a couple things into consideration when selecting the site. We are on a slope that runs from west to east, so we wanted to cut across that slope as level of a place as we could. Also, with the direction of the sun, so it's coming from the left to the right, east to west, so we didn't want to be too close to the tree line down there, which would rob all the morning sun.
We also took into consideration the lengths of this already existing field. This field is just over 100 feet long, and so it made sense to maximize the use of this area versus cutting our longer field in half.
In the weeks leading up to constructing this high tunnel, we decided to solarize this area just because it was an area with a lot of weed pressure. Basically, for 6 weeks during the summer, we put a big sheet of plastic down. It's got to be clear plastic. Sealed the edges and just let it bake.
So then after the solarization plastic was removed, we were pretty much ready to actually construct the hoop house.
We found our 4 corners and squared them. But then every 6 feet we drove in these ground posts.
We had Norm and Levi from Morgan County Seed out here to help us with that process, and they continually commented on how quick the process was, thanks to all of our apprentices and a few volunteers. So once the side posts were put up, then
the arches were, bridged the gap between the 2 sides.
Yeah, it was very useful to have the front end loader of the tractor to actually lift a person up to be putting up the arches.
And then to support them laterally, the next step is to attach the 3 lines of purlins going across. Yeah, there's lots of simultaneous things going on at the same time. So as people are doing the purlins, there are also groups, putting up the walls. These are actually drop-down sides, lots of pulleys for the walls to work, and then also the C-channel, which is holding this plastic on.
And then the plastic was put on.
Yeah, so during that workshop, the last thing we did Saturday, with a little break in the wind, we were able to put the plastic over, which is pretty much put it on one side, attach a couple ropes, throw them over, and pull it.
And then the final step was building the end walls. On that side of the hoop house, there's a door that will seldom be used, but is large enough that the tractor can come in if need be. And on this door, obviously, it's just a walk-through door. So thanks to all of you donors that helped in our Hoop-a-Thon campaign, we have been able to grow these delicious greens. And also thanks to Farm Manager Josh for leading this whole process. This is pretty exciting. We also are grateful to the Natural Resources Conservation Service, NRCS, for having the EQIP program, the Environmental Quality Incentives Program, because they actually helped contribute quite a bit towards this project as well. So thanks to NRCS and thanks to the Hoop-a-Thon supporters, we're able to supply so many people with fresh greens later in the season than we would otherwise be able to.